Ooh. What are you? Because you're not exactly small. Alrighty, YouTube. Back up here on the river late this evening. And I'm pretty sure they've got like a evening, nighttime tournament thing going on. There's been several bass boats come up through here. But anyway, we're just going to screw around with some night crawlers and big heads and stuff. And just see what I was biting. Like usual, we're not in it for big fish, even though that's a plus. That's definitely a plus. But we're just going to see over the course of about 45 minutes what I was hungry, what I ain't, and try to have fun doing it. First things first, before we throw around the night crawlers, we want to throw around some trout magnets and see if anything's biting on them. Now, I have seen a couple little things just pop on the surface, and ain't much I can do about this glare that's going on. Oh, they're swarming on it. Yeah, that was quick. That was quick. Heck, if I can just do this with some little plastics, I won't bother with the worms. It'll be quicker than having to stop and rebait and all that. Oh. I can tighten that drag just a hair. I don't think this bluegill is going to break 6-pound braid. They have the attitude to do it. They just don't have the gusto. Well, I didn't get a picture of them, but we'll deal with that here in just shortly. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. And in case you're wondering, I have a logbook. That's the reason I take pictures of every fish that I catch. When I update my logbook, I just delete the pictures off my phone. That way I ain't got 2,000 pictures at any given time of any amount or any fish that I catch. That's what I'm talking about right yonder. That right there is what I'm talking about. And I ain't entirely sure, but I may have caught you already. You got a tore lip, but then again, bluegill get tore up pretty easy anyway. Well, it appears that they had all they want of the trout magnets, and I just noticed something. That right there is dangerous. Here's what I'm talking about if you can't see it. Yeah, that whole post is just full of those things. But that's neither here nor there. We want to change out that little trout magnet, put on a little piece of night crawler, see what happens. Because they're still bumping bugs and stuff falling on the surface. They're just not interested in that. Alright, night crawler and jig head are once again united. It would not hurt my feelings if that sun went down behind some clouds. That was quick. You ain't real big, and I know exactly what you were as soon as you started biting. Little yellow bass. These things are some just notorious creatures for liking night crawlers on the bottom. And pretty much putting holes in your fingers because of those little spines they got.
not know better, but I know you know right from wrong. Buy yourself a postcard.
Gotcha. And I'm also stuck in a limb. There we go. Beast. Yeah, I think it'd be a little bit easier on y'all watching this. The sun finally going down behind the trees over here. But not that it really matters, but I'm using a little 1/32 ounce chartreuse jig head. This water's a little bit dark. It's not dirty, it's just, you know, later in the day and darker and all that. So that scent combined with the, or scent from the worm combined with the color of that jig head, well, entices them a little bit more. I didn't even feel that one bite it, which is kind of rare for a yellow bass. They usually hit it pretty hard, and I want my worm back. Another beast on the jig head and crawler of the night. I'm not bothering with a leader or anything like that, just because it's later in the day. This water is not exactly crystal clear or anything like that. Straight braid will be plenty. Plus, using straight braid, you can just feel all of that fight, even from smaller fish. Just feels a lot better. Not that you would really notice a huge difference if you were using mono or fluorocarbon, but braid not having any stretch whatsoever, you feel more of the fight than you would with mono or fluorocarbon. I didn't feel that bite either. That one just kind of picked it up. And that one got it down a little bit. I might have to cut that one. Yeah, that one got it way far down. I didn't feel it bite or nothing, so it'd be better off trying to, or cutting the line than trying to yank that thing out of there. Well, we're catching fish this afternoon, but I believe the reason that the first spot that I went to wasn't producing anything worth a crap was it is a large mud flat, little to no current whatsoever, and I need that loop right there. And there was a lot a lot of shad in there, so the fish weren't having to really go anywhere or do anything to find forage. You know, these little 1/64 ounce fly tying jigs that I use a lot here on the channel, I use about, or when I'm using them with worms, I'll use about an inch and a half worth of night crawler. That way it's adding enough weight to cast it a little bit farther, and it's not covering up so much of the hook. I know a lot of people that, you know, panfish will use a whole night crawler, and it works, but you're wasting bait by doing that. I prefer cutting off about a 3/4 inch to 1 inch piece and just jig it or let it sit on the bottom instead of feed a whole night crawler to a bunch of fish and not get a hook up. Now, the downside to using just a really small piece of night crawler like that is obviously less bait in the water, less scent in the water to attract the fish. But as expensive as worms are, I will take that money being saved on using less bait all day, every day. Another one. Just picked it up and I didn't even know it. Probably gonna have to cut this one too. Yeah, if you got it way down. That's what's frustrating. Like with these bigger bluegill, well, bluegill in general, usually bite it so freaking hard that you don't miss the hookups and bites and all that. But some of them, on the other hand, they aren't as user-friendly. And hook size really doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot there. Even longer shank hooks, doesn't really matter. If they get to it and you don't feel it, then you got a fish that's going home with a hook in its gullet. That was quick. Another decent bluegill. You know, if I knew ahead of time that I was going to be getting into some, you know, decent ones like this, I would have planned on keeping a couple. I think that fish is peeing on me. That one ain't real big, but it counts. I think I've kind of sort of figured some of them out. I've been fishing like farther out, like halfway between here and that branch that's laying in the water, and I ain't really getting the bites that it was when we first got here. So I just been throwing about 15-20 feet straight off the bank here, and it seems like they're holding up a little bit shallower. Oh shoot, I missed one there. Another, ain't real big, but it's another, and that one's pooping. I'll just screenshot one of my other ones. Now, summer's finally, well, summer's got what, another month or something like that to go. I don't know, but it is starting to cool off a little bit, getting a lot more comfortable out. Fish are finally starting to liven up a little bit, because this last 2 months has not quite been fun when it comes to creating content. And of course, as soon as I say that I think I've kind of figured out where they're biting at, I stop getting bites, and I'm snagged on a little curly Q thing up here in the tree. I caught a stick. Another decent one. Nothing spectacular. But y'all, if you want to catch you a mess of bluegill, all you need is a rod, some jig heads, and some worms. I honestly prefer using jig heads over the whole sinker above a hook deal. Just my preferred deal. It's also less stuff to carry around. Just get you a couple packs of, you know, 1/32, 1/64 ounce jig heads, and a tub of worms, and you're good. What's the deal here? Tell you what, this is the meanest little bass I've caught in a long time. Let's see, what are you? Yeah, I think you're a spot. Your mouth, like the back of your tree fall, the corner of the mouth shuts directly below the eye, and on largemouth it closes behind it. Either way, fun little fish. And I am out of worms. Oh. Alright now. had you hung up on that there vine, which somebody, well, I'll show you in a second. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking upriver to see if there's anything going on in that direction, but that one hit when I wasn't paying attention. But it would be nice if whoever cleared out all the brush that was over here cleared out all this too. That would have been nice. Because I don't know how many bluegill and stuff like that I've got tangled up in these vines trying to get them up out of the water. This one's a little bit nicer, I think. And almost lost you in the vines. And it's nicer than some of them we've caught. What's going on with your sides? Something's got a hold of you. Ain't no telling. Look like you got the funk. Fun fight. Thanks for visiting. You're why the bite is slowing down. I just seen a stream of bubbles just rocket down along the bank here. And there's a little furry critter over there by the name of otter. Anytime I see those, bite just pretty much shuts down, like within minutes. I honestly thought that that was a bubble trail from a carp, or a school of carp, but it was moving entirely too fast for it to be a carp, because they usually just make the little bubble trails, you know, as they're feeding along the bottom. That went from over here all the way to that down tree in about 4 seconds. This one feels pretty decent, and it's of course going there we go. Didn't mean to send you flying, but you decided to go to the other side of town and get in give me my worm, get in the vines. I believe we're just going to give it a couple of more minutes because it is currently 8:22. And yes, I like frogs. I like frog legs too, but you know, I like frogs. But yeah, we're just going to give her a couple more minutes and then head back toward the house. Back yon way. Back toward the house. Not toward. Back toward. T-O-R-D. Let's make it 2 more fish and then we'll call her quits, because that'll put us at an even 20. Which will be plenty enough for me because it's already getting a little bit late. And I've got plenty to make a little video out of this. Ooh. What are you? Because you're not exactly small. Ah. You're our old buddy, old pal, the drum, and you also choked it. I would keep you and just flay you because these things right here are slept on. They taste freaking great. White flaky meat. Just like everything else, quit flopping because your fins hurt. Well, I believe we're going to go ahead and just call her quits. Caught plenty of fish to make us a little video. Plus, it's getting a little bit late. So, anyway, I'm going to get my mess cleaned up here. We'll see you in just a second. Alright, y'all, that was a nice little stop. Caught a good mess of fish. Nothing spectacular. But, hey, fish were caught. That's all that matters. If I knew I was going to get that many fish, I would have just came here first instead of going to the first spot, which I deleted all that footage. The only thing that came from that spot is this little bass right here. But anyway, some of y'all have been asking what rods I'm using in each video. This one we're using today is a 13 Fishing Defy Silver 6'6" ultralight fast. It's a 2-piece rod. Super comfortable grip. Like, I really like this grip. It's one of my more favorite ones out of all the ultralights that I have, which ain't many, to be honest. I think I've got like 4 ultralights. I need to up that. But the reel is the older model Shimano Sedona 1000, and it's got some 6-pound Daiwa 8-strand braid. Really good braid. It's reasonably inexpensive, which braid is expensive no matter what you're doing. It's up there. Now, Power Pro, you can get it at Walmart for about 13 bucks for 150 yards. It's not too bad, but Power Pro, it has its places. It has its upsides and all that. I think Daiwa J braid is a lot better braid than Power Pro. But anyway, very comfortable little rig here. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check out all this stuff. And while we're talking about the links in the description, check out the very top link in the description below. That's my Mule Fishing affiliate link. If you like the channel and want to support it, go click that link and buy you some baits if you can or want to. Don't have to, but if you do, I get a little bit of a kickback, and of course that helps me make more videos because gas is expensive. Anyway, I want to get this trap cleaned up and get on the road and back to the house. Hope you like the video. We'll see you in the next one.